Welcome back, folks, to some more Elite Speak. And this is a review for AEW Dark, September 8th, 2020, episode 51, I believe. Featured 7 matches, one of the shortest in a while. It was only like an hour long, easy watch. And also, I'm going to debut a new rating system that I'm going to go by. I'm going to rate the matches at the end. This was suggested by commenter Donald Barron, and I like the idea. It goes as follows. So, an elite rating would be for a 5-star match. A pay-per-view worthy match would be 4 stars. A TNT worthy match or a TV match would be worth 3 stars. Dark matches worth 2 stars. And you have your 1-star matches or your botch matches. So that should make things more interesting for those that watch and listen to these reviews. And I'd like to thank Donald for coming up with that, suggesting it. I was thinking about adding ratings, but I wasn't sure when. Why not? We'll start it now. Let's reward the people that are actually watching what we do. So thank you for that suggestion. And we're going to get to it. The first match was Sean Legacy versus Will Hobbs. And before I even saw this match, and when I saw it announced on Twitter, I thought to myself, finally, Will Hobbs will be getting a win. You can tell. You can tell when it's that time. You can tell based on the opponent. In this case, Sean Legacy, whom has not been featured at all on AEW programming. So I figured right there that this would be Will's shot to get that W. And we shall find out if that was the case right now. Both knuckle lock it up, and Lacey gives a kick to Hobbs instead. Hobbs then shoulder tackles Legacy down. He then shows off his own power, that willpower that Will Hobbs possesses. Hobbs then slaps a crossbody from Legacy out of the air and delivers a stalling vertical suplex afterwards on Legacy. Hobbs then hits an Oklahoma Stampede on Legacy for the win. Solid squash. I think this was a squash. It wasn't an enhancement match because those usually last a bit longer than a squash. And this enabled Will Hobbs to win in dominating fashion. He got his first win in AEW. And I see nothing but good things for him because of his standout performance at All Out in the Casino Battle Royale. It's clear that they're high on Will, and we will most likely see more from him going forward. I see him as a face because AEW has a lot of monster big guy heels, so Hobbs could be the first face big man. We shall see. This match will get a 2-star. Dark rating because this match was good for what it was, but it also fit the show. This was dark, and it was pretty much a dark match. It got the job done. It showed off Will's power, his moveset, and how dominating he can be. And that's all you needed. It got the job done. 2-star match. Not bad. It served its purpose. It gets the dark rating. Next match, we had Tony Donati versus Brian Cage. FTW champion Brian Cage. Cage wasn't announced as the FTW champion, and Taz got a little bit heated on commentary as a result. Cage immediately gets Donati into a corner and delivers a German suplex to him. Then he gets an overhead suplex to Donati and uses him for some bicep curls and turns that into a slam. Donati tries to mount a comeback but gets a super kick for his troubles and then a power bomb and turn from that into a buckle bomb. Cage then finishes Donati off with a unique move. I didn't quite get the name of it, if there was a name, but it looked nice. and he pretty much decimated Tony Donati for the win. And this proved that Cage didn't need the drill claw, his real finish, to get the job done. Good match, did what it's supposed to do. It established, well, not established, but it further told the tale that Cage is no one to be messed with, and he put down Tony Donati with ease. Both played their parts well, and this was a solid match, and I give it a 2. Dark match, squashed. It was nice. Donati got a little bit of offense in, but overall, this match was made to cement Brian Cage as a dominant force. Got the job done. Next match, we had Angelico, one half of TH2, versus Griff Garrison. And I don't know who that was. Who is that? I do know who he is. I'm just running with the gag. Both start the match via locking it up. And if Griff Garrison eventually backs Angelico into the ropes, Griff got a pin off on Angelico for a 2 count, a surprise pin, and then follows it up with a rolling elbow strike. Angelico then administers a nice submission hold on Garrison, and he used at least 3 holds. He transitioned to at least 3 holds while having Garrison locked in. Later, Griff gets a multitude of clotheslines in on Angelico and followed it up with a boot. Griff also gets a torture rack-like move off into a bomb of sorts for a 2 count, but Angelico gets an inverted ankle lock off on Griff and makes him tap for the win. And following this match the next day, I learned via Twitter that Angelico is going to be in a singles match versus Orange Cassidy on Dynamite, and that should be good. Orange is moving on from Jericho, and maybe this will give Angelico something to do. Plus, it gives Angelico a spotlight on TV to show off his nice submission hold skills of the Lucha Libre Mexican style, which is nice. Angelico's been on a win streak of late on Dark, so this could prove his worth on TV in front of a larger audience. The match-wise, I give this match a 2.5. 2.5. It's still a Dark type match, but I bumped it up a half star because of the work rate. And due to Angelico's ability to transition into those nice submission holds, and the match wasn't bad. So 2.5 for that match. Later, we have Anna Jay of the Dark Order versus Skylar Moore. I like this match. Jay gets on Moore to start the match, but Moore doesn't just lie down. She then shows some of her power and gets a slam off on Anna Jay. Jay rolls out of the ring afterwards for a breather and to throw off her face opponent. Jay then spin kicks Moore while she's in a corner. Skylar delivers multiple clotheslines to Jay and then gets off a nice looking gut wrench suplex on Jay for a 2 count. Jay later rakes Moore's back and then stops her for a bit, but Jay then applied her rear naked choke to Moore for the win. Nice match, did what it had to do. It showed Anna Jay's fierce side again as she chokes out another opponent. This time it was Skylar Moore. I thought it was good. It did what it had to do. The match, I give it a 2. Dark match. It showed character for Anna Jay as she beat on Skylar Moore. Got the job done. Both did their parts. Both played their parts well. Match gets a 2. Next match was Lee Johnson versus Eddie Kingston. Eddie Kingston makes his AEW Dark debut here. Kingston tells Lee to go out, but he runs right into his arms for a suplex. He then trash talks Lee while stomping his back. Later, Kingston repeatedly chops Lee. Lee then gets some offense, some momentum going with a springboard dropkick to Kingston. And Lee gets a Blue Thunder Bomb to Kingston for a 2 count. But Kingston later hits Lee with a spinning back fist for the win. Solid match. It establishes Eddie as a threat to win, being that he is the mouthpiece for the Butcher, the Blade, and the Lucha Brothers. So only makes sense that he gets a win for some credibility. And I give the match a 2. Did what it had to. Nothing more, nothing less. Next match, we had Sonny Kiss versus Serpentico. Both show quick reflexes as they size one another up to start the match. Kiss shows off his quickness, but Serpentico catches him for a kick to the face. Serpentico then hits a springboard foot stomp for a 2 count. Sonny later hits a springboard split on Serpentico for a 2 count. Kiss went up for a moonsault and lands on his feet but dodges a Serpentico kick, but Serpentico stomps on Kiss instead for a 2 count. But later, Sonny goes to the top rope and delivers a front flip to pin for the win. Match was all right. I give it a 2. It did what it had to. It set the stage for Sonny Kiss's match on Dynamite. Sonny Kiss teams with Joey Janela going up against the Inner Circles, Chris Jericho and Jake Hager. So this win gives Sonny Kiss some momentum going into that match. The match gets a 2 for me. Dark worthy, indeed. It was all right, but I don't see it being on TV. And then we had the match of the night, the main event, Ricky Starks versus Ben Carter. Ben Carter of GCW fame, indie wrestler. Good guy. I love this guy. He has good stuff, and he is quick, fast as lightning. Best match of the night once again. Starks offers his hand to Carter, but pays for it and starts to get a waist lock off on Carter. Later, Starks snapmares Carter, and Carter shows his quickness. Carter later inadvertently trips up Starks, but he recovers and gets a drop kick for his troubles. In the corner, Starks flirts with Vicky as he shoves Carter's head into the turnbuckle twice. Carter then gets some repeated chops off on Starks in the ring corner. And then Carter gets a super kick off on Starks and goes to the top rope and hits a nice looking frog splash for a 2 count. This sequence was nice. It showed off that lightning flash quickness of Carter. Good stuff. Starks then hits Carter with a spear, which looked devastating. Carter sold this nicely. And Starks hits his finish, this Dominator-like move for the win. Great match. I liked how Carter sold nicely. And he just reminds me of Jack Evans for some reason. Both sell like crazy. They can bump. Good stuff. I hope they bring Ben Carter back for another match on Dark. And eventually I hope they bring him into the company. He fits in like a glove. The match being the match of the night, in my opinion, I give that match a Dynamite rating. It gets a 3. I give it a 3.5 based on the work involved in that match. Good stuff. 3.5. There's your review of AEW Dark, September 8th, 2020. And I'll catch you later with the Dynamite Fallout of All Out review. Thanks for listening.